Good day, salutations and greetings. My name is Marge, you can call me Margie. I am a wise clown. Welcome to my tube. It has been a wild morning in Heokasville. We have a case of when the pupil is ready, the lesson will be revealed. Just when you think you know somebody, there's a plot twist. Basically, I'm just a big dope. An impressionable one. I like to tell stories, and my stories are pretty good because my path has been, are you freaking kidding me? Today it's led me down an awareness that we don't always know the whole story. We get bits and pieces fed to us, as above, so below. Benny's not in the mood no more. Tucker uses his face for a pacifier. Anyway, so the saga continues of my path to finding my soul tribe. Last November, December, I don't know, time is so weird. I found out my mother is Native American, and unbeknownst to me, last week I asked my brother if he would upgrade her account to find out, to see if I can find out more on her behalf, on her family, and so I did that this morning, and I log in, and the only thing that I found out is that, see, I have told a lot of people a story about how I was my parents' parting gift, and I was the reason why that the judge recognized that they reconciled, because he saw evidently me in their eye. Well, the story goes, there is no account of that reconciliation. That divorce was granted that day in 1972. So I was their parting gift. But it was in the spirit, not the letter of the law. If you were to know my stories, it's just, this is funny. These are not tears of, I mean, yeah, it's like fucking sucks, dude. It's a hard day when you find out you're a bastard. I guess. I am big on the spirit of the law. And for whatever reason I came to be. And the way I see it is to, heck, if it were for me, these 4 dogs, I don't know where they would be, and they came from 4 states. I don't know where Loretta would be. You just kind of move through it, you know? You just kind of get in emotion, you get a wallop. You laugh about it. Like, the series of a series of best worst case scenarios is a collection of my life. See, I came from a place where I wasn't even comprehensible. And a lot of freaking spiritual people, we have the same path. And spiritual people, how you end up doesn't have to be in clergy, it doesn't have to be, you know, on a stage, it's just one person that connects with a lot of people. Benny endorses this. We have the same white wing. Your ear hurt, butts? Come here, I'll rub it itchy, Scrowl. Don't be... Okay, so all you gotta do is be love. You don't have to come from a place of love. You could just be a one-night stand. You could come from a lower vibrational than that and just be love. See, I'm that weird kid. That too sensitive, that too much. There's all kinds of ideas that, you know, we can live in a world without war, that there's enough for everyone. I was listening to Max Igan. I freaking dig that dude. We are the same vibe. He reminds me of that other guy that Heidi, Channel 27, introduced me to. Cliff. They look the same in my mind as I. Anyway, Max Igan He's talking about calling out the dickheads, and that's all I ever do. It's just more dangerous to call it the dickheads, because now the dickheads are buried in bureaucracy, playing chess with the lives of its constituents, and it's greedy and gross. I've been without water going on my 3rd month. It's freaking a pain in the ass. I have a college education. I'm disabled, veteran, female who takes care of her mom with dementia. I take care of rescue dogs. I advocate for all of these things, and with all the people that are standing on stages talking about hope and things like that, nobody's asked me, because I have nothing but ideas, because I've been in more extreme circumstances more recently than you losing your luggage as you're traveling around the world, you spiritual beings. Clack, click, snap, like. All these really spiritual people that are so full of love and light, traveling the world on the dime of the people that believe in you, so you can have the experiences. What about them? So they get to live vicariously through you? How nice for you to do that service for them, and then tell them that they're not manifesting hard enough and being of the light enough. Well, there are very few of us that have the stories like I have without any support at all. Yep, none. Sometimes I feel like my good enough isn't good enough because, well, I haven't had water for 3 months, but the city of Salem, Oregon is freaking inept. And I'm being charged for them watering weeds. The story is all over my YouTube page, but nobody of any position that has seen it gives a shit to do something about it. See, all you gotta do is call it the dickhead. I have told employees with 4 different offices of this issue. I've called out the problem. I've called out how their plastic webbing that they stuff with sod, that they stream beds with, when the waters raise, it clears out the debris and leaves a nice plastic mesh fish net in streams. Because they just spend money. They justify the expense of taking all of your taxes and your money, and they say it's for your own good, but really it's to feed their ego. So we need more people to start standing up and calling out the fucking dickheads. Because I'm tired of the world that I have been imposed upon by greedy people who just care about fancy cars and makeup and being famous and hanging out with your friends. What are you doing with your excess? There's too many people that are refugees now. They are all over the world. They're all over your country. Because we're about to go into hurricane season again. Yeah, remember? You can't. When has the government ever said anything? It's true. 56 people died in Puerto Rico. How unfortunate. And oddly, it went up to over 3,000. Oh, but because it happened back then, the lives aren't as significant years later. Does it soften the blow because times has passed? Because of the people, that 3,000 people who died back then, their families. That's years that they were unacknowledged, and that's why people keep killing themselves, because people aren't being acknowledged. People aren't getting to live in the places they want to live because of threats of having your water shut off, because the city has charged me over $100 a month. Me and Loretta, we don't use that much water. We never did, but I'm paying for these sprinklers. But nobody cares because I keep saying, listen to me, and people are like, oh, that's so sad. I've seen people freaking support freaking magazine sales more than I have been encouraged at all in 264 videos. Is this thing on? Am I for real, or am I just freaking on some wavelength that people just don't see? because I actually have things of substance to say. Is it people that don't want? Is it because they don't want me to call out their crap? I don't know. Seems like the world is full of liars and cheats, and it seems like the air of a truthful someone that stands up for, like, hey, why are you being a jerk everywhere I go? That's not appropriate behavior. I don't know what your parents instilled in you, but I learned from a long time that that is abuse. You don't talk to people like that. You don't put your hands on people. You don't threaten people's hierarchy of Maslow's hierarchy of need. And yet there's so many people on this planet that are barely hanging on. Barely. I am not a suicidal person. I am not a violent person. I have been tested for years and years. They keep trying to find things wrong with me. I'm balanced. Because when I cry, that's me processing my emotions. You know what happens when you don't? You know what happens when you hold emotions in? It causes cancer and makes you sick. People don't speak their truth. They just bite their tongue. They just bite their tongue. They just bite their tongue. You know what they do? Then they get drunk. And then they say everything they mean. And then they go, oh, it wasn't me, I was drunk. No, that was you. I call it how it is. People don't have to wonder what I'm thinking. I say it. And I teach people how to freaking live that way too, because the world, everybody knows it's just, dude, it's not even worth bringing kids into anymore. And I'm freaking busting my ass trying to make it better for the ones that are already here. I'm a demographic that nobody cares about. But there's a lot of me, and I will keep speaking until maybe somebody hears me. Maybe a freaking somebody of some significance sees this and wants to write a letter or call or do something on my behalf, because as you can see, I keep doing things on my behalf and people just keep pointing and laughing at me. But I'm just that stupid kid in a grown-up body that believes in love, light. I keep looking for jobs. You think I'd stop just out of rejection on that, but heck, when you've been rejected your whole life, what's one more? It's laughable to me. It's why I can make the freaking funniest jokes out of freaking bullshit, because if you can't find the humor in things, you're in big trouble. So happy whatever day this finds you. I hope it finds you. This is my t-shirt. I sell them. Everybody else's version goes backwards. Goes yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple. These are mine. Straight people like rainbows too. I have a mission of inclusion. Includes you. Peace.